Hi, this is Krishna Day of bizgrowthnews.com. I just wanted to share with you something that if you've been using Twitter, you might have seen the use of, and that's called a hashtag. It's the pound or hash sign in front of either numbers or words or both. So here you can see one that I've just done, which is #IBA09. And that stands for the Irish Blog Awards 09, which are taking place today in February of 2009 in Cork. Hashtags were developed by the community, and you might think of them as a way to search for information when people are routing around the similar things. It's almost like a keyword that you can search against. Here's a friend of mine, Lisa Barnes, and Lisa is based in Toronto, and she's been over at the PodCamp event in Toronto, and you can see her actually putting PCTO 09 because that's PodCamp Toronto 09 also taking place today. And she's talking there about who she's been meeting and what she's been doing and seeing at PodCamp Toronto. Perhaps you're at an event such as the Irish Blog Awards or PodCamp Toronto, or perhaps you're planning an event. You might want to therefore identify what the hashtag is. We certainly have done that before for PodCamp Ireland, which takes place in September each year. So one of the places you can go is actually over to hashtags, and that's hashtags.org, and you can see if there are other people who've been using a hashtag that's very similar to yours, just so you make sure you have something that's distinctive for your event. The next thing to do is then go to Twitter and go to twitter.com/hashtags and make sure that you follow hashtags, because that means that they will automatically follow you back and index your tweets that actually have a hashtag at the end of them. Then let's say you're interested to know who else is talking about the same event. Go to search.twitter.com and type in the hashtag for your event. So let's go and look for who's talking about the Irish Blog Awards of 2009. And you can see a lot of people are actually talking about the Irish Blog Awards here. And it's a great way to find out who else is perhaps at the event, or perhaps you want to actually catch up with them later. And I'm sure because of during the course of today, there's been a lot of people tweeting about it. You can go back and see all of those people. It's actually also another great way to find people to follow on Twitter. One tool I particularly like is TweetChat. Head on over to tweetchat.com and register there with your Twitter ID and your Twitter password. And here you can enter in a room, and it's basically every single hashtag has a little room there where you can actually see everybody else talking. So I'm going to go and enter the Irish Blog Awards room to find out who else is talking there. And the great thing about using TweetChat is that you can tweet directly from the room. You don't have to add in the hashtag at the end of your tweet. It will just come up automatically. So you can see here people who've been talking about the event that's going on today in Ireland. So here I've just typed in a little tweet saying I'm just recording an online video about hashtags and how to tweet from tweetchat.com using the Irish Blog Awards as an example. So if I just post that tweet chat, it actually will come up here. There's what I've just tweeted. Heading back over to my Twitter account, you'll see that it also comes up here, and it automatically added in Irish Blog Awards 09 because I was sitting in the Irish Blog Awards room over at TweetChat. So as I mentioned, I find the TweetChat rooms very, very helpful because you can host your conversation there. It's always worthwhile mentioning if you are going to do a lot of tweeting from an event or a conference that you do now and again tell people what your hashtag means, because it can leave people confused if they're following you and they don't know what it's all about. But you can, as I said, go over to search.twitter.com or go over to tweet chat and enter in a room for that specific chat. And you can change rooms. So, for example, if I wanted to go and find out what's been going on at PodCamp Toronto, I could just change my room here. So again, all I'd need to do is go to PodCamp Toronto. I'm not able to be there today. I'm in a completely different country, but I can still catch up with what people are talking about over around PodCamp Toronto. And you can see everybody sharing information there. Dave Fleet is doing a packed session, it looks like. So here I've just entered in a short tweet about PodCamp Toronto being a great event today and how you can follow the conversation. So I can just post that and that will come up in the room again here for PodCamp Toronto. And there's my tweet. So this is Krishna Day of bizgrowthnews.com, and you can find me also on Twitter. I do hope you found that helpful in terms of understanding how to use hashtags.